There is something profoundly different about millionaires that goes far beyond their income, their investments, or their lifestyle. It's a psychological durability, an internal sharpness, a mental fortitude that keeps them locked in when everyone else loses momentum, gives up, gets distracted, or collapses under pressure. Most people quit not because the goal is too hard, but because their mind is too untrained. Most people lose focus not because they lack intelligence, but because they lack the internal architecture required to stay on a path long enough for it to pay off. Meanwhile, millionaires move with a level of focus that feels almost supernatural to the average person, not because they are born with more discipline, but because they understand one truth most people never learn. Your ability to stay focused is a wealth-building skill, not a personality trait. And the wealthy train this skill every single day, in ways that compound into staggering results over time. Everyone wants success, but almost nobody wants monotony. Everyone wants the reward, but almost nobody wants the repetition. Everyone wants the outcome, but almost nobody wants the obsession. Millionaires don't stay focused because it's easy. They stay focused because they understand that everything meaningful requires long periods of invisible effort, boring consistency, delayed gratification, and the kind of internal strength that outlasts excitement. The average person quits when results slow down, when progress stalls, when emotions dip, when life becomes uncomfortable. Millionaires expect these phases. They know they're part of the process, not a sign of failure. They understand that success happens in waves, not in a straight line. So they keep going while everyone else gives up. The reason millionaires stay focused is because they build their life around clarity. They know exactly what they want, exactly why they want it, and exactly what they need to do next. Most people live in mental fog. Millionaires live in mental precision. They start each day with a clear mission, not vague intentions. They operate by design, not by default. While others drift from one distraction to another, millionaires anchor themselves to a long-term vision so vivid it becomes more compelling than any short-term comfort or temptation. Their clarity acts like a compass. They don't waste energy wandering or guessing. They move with intention, and intention eliminates distraction. Another powerful reason millionaires stay focused is that they aggressively engineer their environment. They understand that willpower is unreliable. Motivation is temporary, and self-discipline alone is not enough to escape distractions in a world designed to steal attention. So they shape their environment to protect their focus. They eliminate noise, minimize interruptions, structure their routines, control their inputs, guard their time, and surround themselves with people who elevate them instead of draining them. They design an ecosystem that reinforces their goals. They don't rely on mental strength to resist distraction. They remove distraction before it can sabotage them. Most people try to fight temptation head-on. Millionaires remove temptation entirely. But focus requires more than clarity and environment. It requires identity. Millionaires see themselves as builders, creators, leaders, and problem solvers. Their identity is tied to progress and responsibility. When you see yourself as someone with a mission, you don't abandon it the moment it becomes inconvenient. When your identity is shaped around growth, quitting feels like self-betrayal. Most people quit because they are not internally aligned with their goals. Their identity does not match their ambition. Millionaires stay focused because their mission isn't something they do. It is who they are. Let's go deeper. Millionaires stay focused because they have mastered the art of emotional regulation. The average person lets emotions dictate their actions. They work when they feel motivated, quit when they feel discouraged, slow down when stressed, procrastinate when overwhelmed, and collapse when fear appears. Millionaires feel all those emotions too, but they don't act from them. They understand that emotion is a signal, not a command. They don't chase motivation. They rely on consistency. They don't fear discomfort. They expect it. They don't avoid challenges. They dissect them. They don't let temporary emotional storms destroy long-term strategic plans. Their emotional neutrality gives them a massive cognitive advantage over the world. One of the biggest reasons millionaires stay focused is because they see progress differently from everyone else. Most people expect results quickly, within days, weeks, or a few months. They want visible improvement immediately. When results slow down, they lose faith. When progress becomes invisible, they quit. Millionaires understand compounding in every area, not just money. They know that the majority of progress is invisible in the beginning. They know that breakthroughs come after long periods of apparent stagnation. They know that the early stages of any meaningful pursuit feel slow, frustrating, unrewarding, and uncertain. But they continue because they understand the mathematics of momentum. Slow, consistent effort eventually becomes unstoppable. They don't judge progress emotionally, they judge it strategically. Another layer to their focus is that millionaires approach failure differently. Most people quit because failure feels like evidence of inadequacy. They interpret mistakes as personal flaws. Millionaires interpret failure as data. To them, failure is an experiment, a correction, a feedback loop. It is not a stop sign, it is a recalibration tool. This removes fear and allows them to continue pushing forward while others freeze from self-doubt. When you train yourself to see failure as valuable information instead of a personal attack, you become unstoppable. And millionaires have mastered this mindset deeply. Millionaires also stay focused because they understand how to build leverage. When you have systems that work for you, when your time is multiplied through automation, delegation, infrastructure, and strategic planning, your path becomes easier to sustain. Most people quit because their approach is too exhausting. Everything requires manual effort, constant hustle, constant output. Millionaires build frameworks that reduce friction, preserving energy for what matters most. They don't stay focused through force, they stay focused through structure. One of the most powerful reasons millionaires maintain focus is because they avoid the illusion of alternatives. The average person has a long list of backup plans that make quitting easier. Millionaires burn the mental bridge behind them. Their only plan is forward. They don't flirt with retreat. They don't entertain the idea of giving up. They create so much internal commitment that quitting becomes irrational. They don't ask, how do I stay motivated? They ask, how do I make achievement inevitable? This internal certainty keeps them locked in when others lose conviction. Another overlooked factor is that millionaires choose long-term gratification over short-term pleasure. They understand that distraction is the tax you pay for living without purpose. They refuse that tax. While others indulge their cravings, impulses, and emotional escapes, millionaires train themselves to crave progress more than pleasure. They don't eliminate pleasure. They delay it until progress justifies it. They don't avoid enjoyment. They earn it. This relationship with gratification is one of the strongest indicators of long-term wealth. Millionaires also stay focused because they curate their circle with precision. They understand that proximity shapes psychology. They avoid people who drain ambition, who complain, who gossip, who quit easily. They keep distance from people who normalize mediocrity. They intentionally surround themselves with high performers whose standards elevate their own. When your circle is built from people who refuse to quit, giving up feels unnatural. You rise to the expectations of your environment. Millionaires use this to their advantage. Going even deeper, the wealthy stay focused because they constantly remind themselves of the cost of quitting. They are painfully aware that every time the average person quits, something inside them weakens. Their self-trust, their resilience, their identity, their confidence. Millionaires refuse to let quitting become a pattern that erodes their internal strength. They know that quitting compounds just as consistency does, but in the opposite direction. They maintain focus because the cost of losing momentum is too high. Another powerful advantage millionaires have is that they separate decision from doubt. Most people make decisions emotionally, then second-guess themselves endlessly. Millionaires make decisions based on logic, research, intuition, values, and long-term vision, and then they commit fully. They don't waste mental energy doubting the path once the path is chosen. This frees enormous cognitive bandwidth, allowing them to stay focused where it matters most. Millionaires stay focused through adversity because they understand a simple truth. The world rewards endurance more than intelligence. The ones who persist the longest, refine the fastest, adapt the quickest, and hold their vision through chaos are the ones who eventually rise. They know that consistency beats brilliance, persistence beats talent, and resilience beats luck. They understand that the majority of people fail not from lack of ability, but from lack of endurance. Millionaires endure. Ultimately, millionaires stay focused when everyone else quits because they have designed their entire internal and external world to support their mission. Their identity reinforces their goals. Their environment reinforces their habits. Their circle reinforces their standards. Their systems reinforce their progress. Their clarity reinforces their direction. Their emotional discipline reinforces their decisions. Everything in their life pulls them forward instead of pulling them away. Focus becomes automatic because their life is engineered for it. This is why the average person looks at successful people and says, they must have more discipline than me. Not true. They simply removed the obstacles that drain discipline. They controlled the variables that sabotage focus. They built a world where focus is easier than distraction. They designed a life in which quitting feels impossible. Millionaires stay focused because their goals are not wishes. They are commitments carved into their identity. They don't chase success. They become the person success gravitates toward. And once your identity aligns with your future, staying focused is no longer a challenge. It becomes your natural state.